Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula and I'm going to be very distracted because right this second, Mia, my artist that I hired to do the sequential line art for Soulbound, is also streaming like right now. So I'm running a little late and I'm I probably should not have it up on my tablet leaned up against my computer and watching what she's doing instead of painting what I'm supposed to be painting. But, well, there we are. You can also look up, let's see, the Mia Pet on Twitch. If you would like to see like the first couple pages of Soulbound 2 Escape, you get to see more of Torin. He's fun. So, let me see. Oh man, I'm supposed to be doing like really intricate work on fingers right now. Yeah, I'm so excited. Let me see. Let me type this. Okay. So there. All right. So earlier today, I was working on um, working on this painting for of the cover art. And yeah, I'm still like lurking over on Mia's channel right now on my tablet. This is terrible. What am I gonna do? Okay. Gonna let myself be horrifically distracted. But yeah, I was working on her face. Oh yes, I need to save. Make sure this thing saves. I had something I was writing crash a little while ago, so I try not to do that thing where I leave my stuff unsaved. Okay, so I'm really happy with how her face is coming out. Now this eye still seems a little wonky, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I just think that I need to extend the line of the eye a bit up this way. And I corrected the part with the mouth that I was unhappy with. I added some shading around the edge of the face and the jawline, neatened it all up, and I was working on fingertips because I am quite good at fingertips if I just concentrate on them. So, okay. But I like the shape of her nose. It's coming out well, and Yeah, she's turning out pretty good. Okay, I do need to highlight a bit more of this would be, let's see, middle ring and pinky finger. So I need a lighter color of the skin tone. Maybe not that light. Alright, that looks better. Okay, so I've noticed that there's kind of a common theme with people who aren't artists. And well, I guess anybody who's not an expert in any given thing that, would be nice to be an expert in. The temptation is to talk down about yourself. I'm not talking about one particular person. This has been quite a few lately. And I remember not feeling so great about my own skills, and I still don't really. I mean, there's some styles that I'm still not that good at, but I'm getting there. But if you would like to be an artist and you aren't an artist, well, there's nothing stopping you from trying. Oh no. Well, that's not good. I am on the clothes layer, which I switched to when I was doing the box, and not on the skin tone layer. Ah, my life. Alright, let's erase what I did here. I was wondering why that wasn't blending properly. It's on a completely different layer. It's on the wrong one. Let's go back and redo some stuff. See, the advantage of working with a different layer for skin tone versus other things is that you can paint down to the border of the thing. You can paint down to and past the border of the thing that your person is holding or wearing, and it won't affect things. Okay, well, now that this is blending right, I can do things a little bit differently. But yeah, there's a lot of trial and error. And you can't really expect to be good the first time you try to do something. And you know this in your head. But at the same time, it's like art does not seem like it would be such a difficult thing to learn how to do. I mean, there are people who do it naturally all the time. And, well, let me let you in on a little secret. There's a good reason why, if you're not able to do art right away, or if what you do looks wrong, no matter what you're doing, Well, it is a little harder than you're making it out to be to yourself. There's no reason to talk down to yourself about it. What you are essentially doing when you draw a picture is creating an optical illusion. So, you're creating the illusion of three-dimensional space on two-dimensional paper with two-dimensional forms. And it's difficult because your brain is already wired to reinterpret the world from 3D to 2D to 3D again. All right? So don't be down on yourself because it's not that natural to do. I mean, do you ever go to like a magic show or watch, or more commonly, watch, street performers, pulling coins out of people's ears and whatever, and beat up on yourself because, hey, you have no idea how that trick's done? Well, don't do it to yourself about art. It's a trick. There is a trick to it. And you have to convince your mind that no, you really do want to stay in the two-dimensional mode for a bit longer and flatten out the things that you see and draw them. Okay, there we go. Go back to skin tone. See, if this is going to be a little pinky nail, it's going to be a bit more petite. So the first order of business when you're learning to draw is first you need to learn to see. Take control of what your mind is seeing and leave it flattened. Leave it in the flattened perspective. Don't jump straight to reinterpreting it as a three-dimensional shape. You have to learn to pause that process. And the other thing that you do, one reason why you can't draw from memory is because your brain takes all kinds of shortcuts. Because, it can't really hold all that information in it all the time. It would be terribly distracting. So, let me see. Where am I on these nails? They look a little dirty right now. I'm going to figure out how to get them flattened out before I correct the tone on this. Because I'll need this darker tone for shading. I'll just leave it in here. Right. So the other thing that you need to learn to do is cut down on your brain's use of shortcuts. which is the symbols that you use um, when you remember something. Like when you have this dream that's really realistic and your brain just fills in all these details and it's so vivid. And then if you really think about it, nothing looked right. Everything was filtered weird. It really was a lot like that scene in, uh, oh goodness, what was it? Now I can't. Inside Out, where they do the reality filter over the dreams and everything goes from looking just really ticky tacky and made out of cardboard to looking incredibly vivid and real. Like that's pretty much how your subconscious works. There's not enough room to have the real thing in all its detail in there. There's Most people do not have the photographic memory going on. So, shortcuts, symbols. Like when you go to draw water, that's when that's really obvious. Because what's the symbol for water? Well, it's blue. Well, no, that one can't trick you that easily on that one because of course it's not blue. It's really clear. How do you draw clear? So you go trying to draw clear and well, you draw what's behind it. Well, and how do you tell that it's water then? Well, because it's picking up reflections. Very good, very good. So far, so good. And then you draw two little windows on it, even if there are no windows. There were no windows. What you need to do is go. Um, what you really need to do is go get some water. Get different forms of water and try it out. Oops. Try it out. See what happens. Uh, get a glass of water. Get a vase. Turn on the sink. Let it drip for a while. And just really observe. Where's the light? And then something weird gets to happen. You realize it's not just that it's reflecting light. There's a surprising amount of black in water. When you go to draw it, it's very black. There's black shadows and and white reflections. So when you go to recreate water when you draw it, you're you're not copying the water itself. You're drawing these weird, flexible shapes that are black and white. And it does not look at all right. For the entirety of the time that you're drawing it. But then you get done and it looks like water. Because while you're drawing an illusion, your brain knows that it's an illusion. It's not going to feel that fooled. You can't ever tell what you're drawing while you're drawing it. Or, well, you can, but some things are harder than others. And that's why it's difficult to draw from imagination. Because your imagination is fooling you. It's totally messing with you. and you don't have to feel bad about it. Okay, let me go back into skin tone and put that where it belongs. Over on Nia's stream, she is also working on hands. So she's not trying for like realism with hers, but yeah, her style fits really well with Soulbound. I'm really excited to see her working on it. This is like, it's not even my birthday yet, y'all, and it's already shaping up really well. This is great. Um, I might not even entirely mind getting to be the age that I'm possibly not going to admit to. But yeah, so my birthday's tomorrow, and I get to have this awesome comic that I'm coming out with, and Mia's working on it for me, like right this minute. And I am, I am just so happy. Imagine where I'd be if I'd wasted my time talking down about myself, saying that because I couldn't do something right then, it meant that I was never going to. Um, I have not always made the best use of my time in the first place. Imagine if I'd made it worse. Okay, let me see. I think the size of this got a little off in comparison with my other ones, so let me just resize it a little, and I can blend it back in later. Okay, see, that looks like a good size, and it looks like a decent shaped nail, and I've got it at the right angle now. This one looks a little odd still. Uh, so I think what it needs is some blending. And I'll work on some highlighting. So I think tonight's going to be a fairly short stream because I would much rather watch Mia. But on the other hand, I'm really excited to be working on this project. Um, it's not all just fingertips, you know? You can see it up here in the upper right hand corner. This is going to be a book cover for a short story collection, and I'm really excited about it. I got to read the short stories already, so they're very good. Highly recommend. I will give you more info when I can. Okay, I think I need to go into this one and erase a little. Yeah, that was distracting me. So I do like to try getting the hands fairly realistic. Okay, let's see. So probably at the resolution that they'll be, they won't be that obvious. Oops, wrong thing. I meant to hit the blend. Alright, let me back up and see how it looks. Okay, they look like definite fingertips. And you can see inside the box really well. I think that the edges of the box are going to need some work. Okay, so when you zoom in on it this far, um, yeah, the fingers look good. I do kind of think maybe I should add the first fingertip up here. Let me zoom in on this. I think I actually have this finger a little too wide. No, not like that. Maybe like that. I don't know. Okay, so that does bring it more in line with the size and shape and angle of these others. So, yeah, let's leave it like that. I'll just neaten it up and whoops, undo. I think that was some of that leftover shading that I did in the wrong spot. See, one of the things that I really love, which I may not have mentioned yet, in the last 5 minutes, is when you're working with digital, it's easy to repair your mistakes and make these minor adjustments to things that just happen, uh, especially while you're working. Like, it's not easy. Hang on. Yeah, so it's not always easy to back up, back up, back up. Okay. Right. So when you're working up close on something, sometimes you can get a little bit lost. Sometimes it's really tricky to remember exactly where you're supposed to be, and sometimes things get a little off scale or off angle. So that's when it's really helpful to just be able to select and move and do like slight adjustments. So that's one of the tiny things that I learned how to do with Clip Studio Paint that It's really useful. It's it's been very useful. Just this lasso tool, and then uh, you can change. I'm so distracted right now because Mia's doing new stuff. Okay. Um, she's about to move on to another panel, I think. Ah, it looks so good though. Okay. So, yeah, I am endlessly fascinated by work on my own comic. And I'm really looking forward to coloring these pages that she's doing for me. She's a lot better at Clip Studio than I am. I believe she's had the program longer, I think. And she's also had, she also has a degree in art, so actual formal schooling, it kind of goes a long way. But maybe I'll catch up because uh, one of the things that I'll be getting from my birthday may end up being the new second edition of, well, somewhat new, second edition of the Clip Studio Paint Manual. And it came out like last December, but I couldn't get it last December. Okay, so do I need to do the other fingertip over here just to make it all look consistent? Does that make it look more or less consistent? That's what I need to know. Let's fit it to the screen. It may make it look more consistent. I will think about this. So I am kind of wondering if we are close to time to resize some of this. Let's see, I've done everything that I wanted to do with my blue lines. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those because those get annoying. And let's see if we can hide that. Can hide that too. Can I select everything and scoot it down? So select all. And can I resize it? Nope, just her hair. That's all that got selected because that's the one that I was on. Let me see. What does this do? This looks promising. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, unclip it. That doesn't seem like it was right. So yeah, I need to scoot everything down to make more room at the top for the title. I really like how this shadow turned out here. So I may have to wait until I flatten everything down. Let's see, there's the eyes. They look a little freaky. But I think I can put the eyes and go ahead and flatten those down to the environment. I do not want to flatten them to the skin tone yet, because when I start doing more blending around the eyes, then that'll blur like the eyeball out too. So that's not good. But I can merge with layer below. So the environment is also the eyes. Now the dragonfly is good. I can go ahead and merge that with the box that it's in, because everything inside the box is done. So that's the clothes in the box. And the dragonfly now. The hair does not need to be merged with the skin tone, but it could be merged with the clothes in the box, because none of the hair is actually touching any of the clothes. So there's no danger of blurring or blending any of it with any of those things. So that's a lot fewer layers to work with and to get mixed up on. So we've got clothes, oh, I like what Maya's doing with this. Alright, so if you're interested in my comic Soulbound, which is about a med student named Becca, who gets thrown from this world into another realm of monsters, magic, and mayhem, then you can check out my comic at www.otherrealmstudio.com, or if you've read it and you want to see what you want a sneak peek at the first couple pages, like you can go check out The Mia Pet, THEMIAPET, The Mia Pet, on Twitch right now. Yay! I sent her pages and pages of notes after she sent me my sketches. And I'm just so excited. I cannot believe it. Oh, this looks so good. I am so distracted. Okay, so I need to quit because it's 9:30. But thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. I am going to have the best birthday ever. And I hope you have an awesome night too. So, that said, I'll see you in the other realm. Good night.